Hey everybody, Jess here with Key Tarot. I'm going to do a real quick general reading. This is not zodiac sign specific. This might be your story today. It might not be. Let us say a quick blessing and we will find out who it's for, all right? Holy Spirit, thank you so much for being with us here today and in every breath that we take. We ask that these messages be received by those who are meant to hear them. Amen. Alrighty, we are going to use this. We're going to use this Tarot of Dreams by Cyril Marchetti. All right. What do we have today? Wow. Okay, so I have the Eight of Swords on its side, and I have the Palace of Swords on its side too. So this is somebody who has a lot to say. They are thinking some pretty deep thoughts, but they're not talking to anyone about them. This Palace of Sword cards is one of the extra 6 or 7 cards that they include in this Tarot of Dreams deck, and it's really indicative of like the epitome of the suit that it represents when we have a Palace card come out. And the swords are related to our air signs, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, but this is somebody who is heavily in thought. They're heavily concerned with something, or they're heavily considering something. This is like a lot of mental energy. There's a lot of fast moving thought forms that are coming through for whoever you are. With this Eight of Swords though, this is this feeling of restriction. Like I can't share my truth yet. I can't share how I'm feeling about something. This can be restricted in conversation, restricted in communication in some way. And I have the Death card that comes out on the side there. This is somebody who was contemplating an ending pretty heavily. The Death card is the card of Scorpio. So this is someone who's really, really thinking hard about ending a situation that they have had in their lives for a very long time. The Death card is... it indicates an ending that is transformational to a person, shedding one's skin. You know, there's a representation of a snake here. This is someone who understands that transitions can be challenging, but they're necessary for growth. This is someone who understands that endings happen and that sometimes we have to end things so that we can grow into another version of ourselves or into a new direction. And it feels like that's what's really heavily feeding your mind, whoever you are here. I've got the Ace of Wands. This is because you see something new that you want. This is someone who sees a new pathway coming towards them. With this Ace of Wands, this is pretty much the most phallic card we have in our entire deck, but it's also the most sexually passionate. You may be turning away from one situation and towards someone or something else that's really got you inspired in some way. It's also a card of creative passion. It's related to that sacral chakra energy, where it's all about creativity and passionate living, and it's you've kind of been sparked in a new way. I say the Ace of Wands is very inflammatory, like a powder keg. It can feel like an atomic bomb that goes off. All of a sudden, you know what you want, you know what you need to do, and you know you have to let something go, but you're not talking about it and you're not sharing your thoughts about this. This is all just kind of in the works for you. I've got the World card that comes out in the reverse because you understand that changing this dynamic in your life is going to turn your world upside down. The World card is the final deck in the major arcana of a deck of Tarot. Now, it's very similar energy to this Death card when I say that it's like shedding your skin. I always say that the World card is not like starting the next chapter of your life. It's about ending the book that you're on, shelving it, and pulling down the next volume of who you're about to be. And I feel like there's this trepidation that's coming from this combination of cards where you see where you want to go, you see who you want to be with, you see the changes that you want to make, but there's this fearful energy that's kind of still behind you. And I will say fearful. It's not so much that you're afraid. I think there's a heaviness of understanding what this transition and what this change would actually mean for you. Okie doke. And I have the Four of Swords that comes down on its side here. You're taking a break from a situation or from another person. The Four of Swords can be an energy of separation. It can be an energy of taking time out to take stock of what you want to do next. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3 on the clock across from me. That's a reset code. That means it's time to begin again. It's what steps do you want to take to get you to where you need to be next. And there's this real energy of trying to take some rest here to kind of regain mental agility, mental acuity in some way. With this Four of Swords here, It can be time out to contemplate your blessings as well as the things that you want to do differently the next time. And I have the Eight of Cups here that comes out. Oh, yeah, and I've got the Hangman that comes out here too. And what do I have? The Lovers card that's flipped over there in the deck as well. Alrighty. And so I have somebody here who feels like they have a soul tie to another person with this Eight of Cups. This is someone who understands that they have to move on from a situation, but it can be kind of challenging to let this situation go. With the Hanged Man in the reverse, that's the card of Pisces, but this is somebody who kind of wishes somebody else would do it for them. This can be kind of like... and this is probably why you're in this state of communication being restricted. It's because you were wishing that you weren't the one that had to pull the plug on this situation. Maybe you were the one that was wishing you didn't have to deliver this news to this other person, that you've moved on emotionally, mentally, in some way. I have the Lovers in the reverse. The Lovers card is the card of choice. It's a card of finite choice. If I choose this one person, then I get to have that one person, but all the other options are wiped off the table. If I don't choose this one person, I get to keep all my other options, but maybe not that one person or that one situation or that one contract or that one deal. The Lovers card doesn't always have to relate to a love relationship. And I don't know if this does for you at all or not, but these are the cards that are coming out. The Lovers is the card of Gemini, and we have somebody here who's faced with a difficult choice when it comes to love, or a difficult choice in general. Now I'm going to clarify with this Deviant Moon Tarot real quick, so that we have just a little bit more information. What do we have here? I've got the Ten of Swords that comes out on its side, and the Seven of Pentacles. The Ten of Swords is the minor arcana of the Death card, and that Seven of Pentacles is all about waiting for something. It feels like you've waited a long time to see if this situation was going to get any better. You're not seeing the changes that you want to see, and so now, and this could have been an on-again, off-again relationship, because that Ten of Swords kind of indicates that for me as a reader, but this could have been something that you gave it one try after another, and it's again that feeling of pulling the band-aid off slowly. Like, how much longer are we going to sit in this discomfort, or are we just going to rip it off and let it go and learn how to move on from one another? And it feels like you're not the person who wants to pull that band-aid off, probably because you're highly compassionate, whoever you are, and you care very much about other people's feelings. However, it's undeniable that your attention has been attracted in another direction, and there's more, you're seeing more energy in another direction, more energetic flow. I have the Ten of Wands that comes out here. We've got, I said the Ten of Swords, and now we've got the Ten of Wands. Tens equal cycles of completion. This Ten of Wands is somebody who says, man, I can't take it anymore. I've got to get out. This can be the energy of starting to become obsessed with making this change in your life, or this could be the energy of having such a heavy burden, emotional burden to carry every day that you just kind of can't take it anymore. It's also this energy of sexual frustration when we have this Ten of Wands with this Ace of Wands in combination here. This could be changing the course of your direction as well. Just this energy of frustration and exhaustion at the same time. I also have the Fool card on its side, and it goes right next to the World card. Now the World card, like I was saying, is that final card in the major arcana of the deck of Tarot, and the Fool card is the number 0. That's where we cycle back around to. You are someone who's very smart, and you understand that changing this dynamic is going to change everything, and it's not going to be an easy row to hoe. But this Fool energy is someone who's contemplating walking off a cliff. This is somebody who says, you know what, I feel like I need to jump down the rabbit hole. You're seriously considering it. And I've got the Hanged Man out in the reverse again. Here's the thing. This is what I was thinking when I was pulling these cards. This last one, this Hanged Man in the reverse that's come out again. I was thinking to myself, what's the hitch here? Why aren't you communicating with this other person? It's because you're afraid of hurting them. You are so afraid of hurting this other person. You're afraid of inciting their wrath or their anger or their sadness or whatever it is. It could be a relationship that's somewhat codependent in some way, where you feel responsible for this other person's emotions. And that happens. No judgment, right? I think that you're doing your best to be as kind and loving and supportive as you can be, but there's just come to this point where you feel like you can't do it any longer, and you feel like you're going to have to reach out and say something. However, you're not taking any action because it's almost like you're waiting for this other person to get on board with this change. You have a lot of repeat cards in here. That tells me your energy is really strong. I have the Queen of Pentacles here. This could have been the mother of your children. You could share a family with this person. This could be why it's a struggle to let go of this relationship or situation. You may have a lot of people depending on you. And I have the Eight of Pentacles. You also have a lot of money wrapped up with this person. You may have built a home together. You may have worked hard to create an environment or a life for yourselves between the two of you. And I have the Sun card here. There's this energy of remembering who you are. The Sun card is the card of Leo. It goes right in the middle of your spread. This is somebody who's been on the fence as to whether they can heal the situation that they're currently in or not. This could all just be energy that's up inside your head. This can be thought forms that are kind of formulating in your mind. You may be feeling like you want to move on from something, but you're very concerned. You're very cautious. Concerned, cautious, conscientious. Yeah, all those things about making this choice and about what that's going to look like in your life. You want to make sure you do this the right way. You don't want to hurt anyone with your words, with your feelings, with your thoughts. You're someone who's very, what did I say? I said you were very compassionate. You're someone who doesn't want to hurt anyone else in this, and that's why it's taking you so long. That's why you are have so much of this Hanged Man in the reverse energy here, where we have you waiting on someone else to kind of feel the same way that you're feeling, to see the same things that you're seeing. But at the same time, I know that your attention's been diverted elsewhere. All right, anything else you want to say about this real quick before I cut you loose? Ace of Swords, you're going to do it. You're going to speak your truth. You're going to speak your mind. You're going to send a message. It's probably going to happen today, tomorrow, or the day after that, within the next 3 days, I would imagine. This Ace of Swords is someone who provides a lot of clarity with how they're feeling, what they're thinking, with a simple message, with communication. It feels like this communication's being unblocked between you and whatever this current situation is that you have going on here. And it feels like this is going to be very freeing. It comes from a very honest place in you. Good job, you. That's all I have to say is good job, you. Way to go. You have a lot of integrity, and you are committed to that integrity. All right, I will catch up with you guys later. See you soon.